Hello and welcome to PlayStation Grenade. I've recently started playing Warframe, a game which I have put off for over 3 years now due to my fear of pay-to-win mechanics blocking my progression. Well, I finally gave Warframe the time it deserves, and oh my gosh, it is brilliant. I think I'm becoming addicted. This is brilliant and it's free. Why didn't I try it earlier? Sadly, the user interface and the way things are explained are crippling the experience for new players. So I thought I'd produce a 2018 beginner's guide as I progress through the game and hopefully convince you to add this to your library or give it a little more time if you gave up on it years ago. Let's make sure we're all on the right page before running into this head first. Warframe is a free-to-play title on console and PC. It's free to download in many countries, but places like Germany will enforce a nominal fee. Warframe is all about the pursuit of power through finding, creating, upgrading and modifying every element of your character, principally done through grinding and farming different missions. The Warframes themselves are pretty much suits of armour which possess different abilities and stats. The addictive gameplay loop has us manufacturing these for ourselves. Many of these Warframes have prime versions which are the pinnacle of that specific design with improved stats in certain areas. Ultimately though, Warframe is a loot grinding experience. If you decide to play it, it will take hundreds of hours of your life away. And that's in a good way, of course. The sheer depth that Warframe offers is absolutely wonderful and simultaneously frightening as hell, so we'll just look at the basics in this episode and build up to becoming the complete package over the next few months. By the way, if you want to join me on this journey through Warframe, then please come and join the PlayStation Grenade Discord. If you're a noob like me or a veteran who wants to help, we have a spot for you. Okay, let's do this. 10 things you should know at the beginning of your Warframe journey. The very first thing you should get your head around is the power of platinum. This is directly linked to those pay-to-win fears you may have at this point, but I can say without a shadow of a doubt, you can play Warframe to the fullest without ever touching platinum, and better yet, you can get your hands on platinum without spending a penny. The game will obviously attempt to get you to spend your own cash, but as long as you have your wits about you, you'll never have to get your credit card out. So in short, don't buy anything for platinum early on, as you can pretty much get everything you need for free. Now, on with the fun stuff. Let's look at the first building block of Warframe, regardless of the character you pick, movement. And let's start off by ridiculing me. Here's how I played Warframe initially. I'm embarrassed to show you this, but I was convinced this was a run and gun title, when in fact I completely missed the real movements I should have been using. It all starts with the bullet jump. In Warframe, speed and fluidity are the core principles to movement and chaining motion together. By simply running and pushing in the left analog stick and then pressing crouch, your tenno will slide. By adding a jump to this, your space ninja can propel his or herself forward like a bullet. Pretty damn cool. Well, this can be iterated upon with a second jump for additional distance, and to cap this off, the entire sequence can be repeated to chain movement. Like this. So my advice is to practice this, as the speed you complete levels will be an important step towards becoming a better player. But for now, let's just do it because it looks damn cool. Let's compare running down this corridor to using the bullet jump combination. The speed difference is astonishing. And we're not done yet, we can build on this further. If your Warframe is in mid-air during a fight, hold down the L2 button or your respective aim trigger, and your tenno will slowly sail through the air, allowing you to shoot 10 bells of shit out of the enemy. With a bow and arrow in hand, this can feel unbelievably awesome, if a little difficult on a standard controller. To round off motion, let's take a look at some of the jumps you'll be making, which at first may look completely impossible. This chasm seems far too long to propel over. A simple run and double jump isn't nearly enough. Even a bullet jump doesn't help. But with the addition of everything we've just learnt, we can make it over this. Run, crouch, bullet jump, double jump, and the kicker, aiming your weapon and flying like a superhero. Let's do that one more time to prove the point. Run and crouch, jump, jump, aim down your sights. It's like the Matrix and parkour in space. From what I witnessed in my first 30 hours, this has been the missing element from so many beginners, and yes, I missed it too when I first started out. As you make your way through Warframe, you will naturally gain experience on all your equipment and your active Warframe, which can be leveled up until you reach 30. At this point, it's time to switch and level new equipment. But why would you want to switch equipment when you've just perfected it? Well, the overall level of your character is displayed in master ranks. The more you level your gear, the higher your master rank climbs. Once your master rank is high enough, you will be invited to a test, but don't worry, it's nothing to do with algebra, it's a relatively easy fight focused around a weapon or ability. Once complete, your master rank grows and the grind repeats again. Your master rank is most likely what you're going to be judged on by other players, but keep in mind, even the long-time veterans were once master rank 1, so wear it like a badge of honour.
Mission complete. Excellent work, Tenno.
Once you've completed your first mission, you will have your own ship to hang out in. This will be your home and where you do everything related to managing and developing your Warframe experience. At the helm of the ship is the navigation unit, which shows all the solar system and the places and missions and operations you can undertake. Pretty self-explanatory at this point.
Operator, are you enjoying the view?
The blue nodes are missions to be completed on each planet or destination. Your first 20 hours should go into completing each planet and moving on to the next. But wait, you'll find that many planets are locked, and the only way to open them up is to complete a junction mission. Here, I'm trying to get to Mars after completing all the missions leading up to that particular junction. Instead of being able to jump straight in, I have a number of requirements to complete. The majority will be naturally completed by the time you reach a junction, but not always. In this scenario, I haven't completed the Susei mission on Mercury. But once that's complete, the junction is now ready to be opened. In here, you'll be locked in a room with another Warframe, and once you defeat them, a new destination is yours. In my case, it's Mars. Just to flick back for a moment, look underneath the requirements for each junction and you'll see the rewards that you'll be given upon completion. Some unlock new quest lines, others resources, and some will give you blueprints. We'll get to those very soon. Whilst we are on your ship, let's go and look at the Codex. This is the spot to check information on pretty much anything you can imagine in Warframe. It's primarily here to list all the quests you can play. Quests are the stories that run throughout the game in a sort of on-off campaign. These can be found in the top right of the navigation unit too, but this area will fill up with many things as you progress, so the Codex is the perfect hub to check on narrative and Warframe lore. The quests can lead to further stories or new items like a new companion or the Archwing, and guess what? They all can be leveled too. Everything can be leveled in this game. So we can get new stuff by playing through the quests, but the core of Warframe's addictive elements are the blueprints. Put bluntly, throughout the solar system, you will pick up blueprints for pieces of technology, weapons, warframes, and other less awesome things. Once a blueprint is picked up, it can be accessed on your ship, just down the ramp on the right. This is your foundry. Think of it like your own 3D printer. Everything you can create is here in list form, and everything requires resources from around the solar system. Depending if you have the desired resources, it can be forged in real time. So if it takes 12 hours, it will take 12 real-time hours. It can be rushed through with platinum, but I highly recommend leaving your platinum alone and not wasting it on something like this. A great quick tip is to press the R3 button on each location, as it gives you a list of all the resources on offer. For example, on Jupiter, you'll regularly find salvage, field run samples, neural sensors, and alloy plates, whereas on Pluto, you'll uncover morphics and plastids among other things. Anything you can't find here, either use YouTube, as there are YouTubers who have been here for years and have made dedicated content for seemingly forever. Alternately, use the dreaded marketplace. I'll be honest here, I didn't touch the marketplace for the first 5 hours of my playthrough because I assumed this is where I would be forced to pay real life money to progress in the game. In fact, even when you open the market, it feels exactly like that. It feels like you are being forced into microtransactions. Everything that's clickable on the front page links to content we really shouldn't be buying. After I finally got my head around the market, I can assure you it's a great utility for players. Using the home button or the search function is paramount here, as there are so many things to contend with. Let's search for the Rhino blueprint, as it will most likely be the first Warframe you build. A quick search reveals Rhino will cost 281 platinum, which there is no chance we are going to accept. By pressing the R1 button, you can instead buy the blueprint for Rhino for a mere 35,000 credits. This may sound like a lot, but it's pocket change in the world of Warframe. In no time at all, you will have 250,000 credits. From here, it's a case of farming all the resources you need and utilising that 3D printer of yours we call the Foundry. By the way, in the next episode, we'll be building Rhino together. Here's an example from my journey. I went to the market to buy a resource I couldn't find, a control module. In the market, it cost 10 platinum, but it's not available for credits. This is where YouTube and Google are your best friends. In no time at all, I identified a spot in the void to farm control mods, and in 10 minutes, I had 10 control mods. So to push the point home, protect your platinum like it's a signed photo of Jean-Claude Van Damme. I can't think of anything more valuable at this point in time. He's the greatest actor in history, right? During your time with Warframe, you'll pick up cards or mods. It may feel like you're going to start a Yu-Gi-Oh! Battle at any second, but these modifiers allow you to build your character in a way that's bespoke to you. These mods can be accessed from your arsenal on the lower deck of your ship. This, by the way, is also where you can change your equipment and colour schemes too. The loadout of your Tenno can be modified by pressing the upgrade button. In here you'll find all the cards you've discovered, and you can add them to your weapons, your character, etc, etc. Early on in the game, the mods can be difficult to fathom, and knowing if 20% extra melee damage or 15% critical hit damage is most important can really be quite confusing. My suggestion in the early stages of the game is to use the auto mod function. By pressing down the right thumbstick and applying the auto install, you can have a reliable Warframe build instantly. And once you are ready to manage the mods, come back in and change things up. A couple more points to end on. Let's talk about free stuff. Depending when you play Warframe, you could be entitled to free stuff, or access to codes for weapons you don't already own. In late 2017, the code Free Sword could be used to get yourself a heat sword for absolutely free. And Amazon Prime users could link their Twitch Prime account to PSN to pick up Frost Prime. It's a super quick tip which could save you a lot of grinding in the future. Always look out for freebies. And finally, which Warframe should you start with? I'll be blunt with this one. Pick the one that you think looks f***ing cool. I'm completely serious. Over time, you will obtain access to all of them. There's over 30 of these buggers. So go with your gut and think about what looks cool to you now. My preference was Excalibur, as he resembled a space ninja, which the Warframe slogan is based around. It was only after picking him that I found out that Excalibur is the hardest opening Warframe to acquire later in the game. I'm perfectly happy with my choice, but I've built more Warframes since then, so it didn't really matter when I started out. However you do make this decision, rest assured you made the right decision. Oh my word, we finally got through it all. Sorry this video took so long. Hopefully your brain isn't oozing out of your ears at this point. I'll link our Discord below if you'd like to join us, and if you have any tips, please write them in the comments below and help others. Also, feel free to add your own little bio and PSN below and squad up with like-minded players. In the next episode, we'll be looking at what to spend your free platinum on and how to build your first Warframe. And we'll also have a look at clans, dojos, and alliances. Oh, and if you want a clan now, feel free to send me a message and I'll add you to the PlayStation Grenade clan on PS4. I'm Adam from PlayStation Grenade, and I think I'm starting to get addicted to Warframe. I even dreamt about it last night. How sad is that? My kind of sad. Anyway, I'll see you next time. It's been a pleasure. Ta-ta!